Hey, my beautiful followers. How is everyone doing today? It is now a beautiful Sunday. It started out really rainy and dreary here in Texas. I woke up and it's been just a really slow going day, which has been really nice. It's just been really, really nice. I woke up and it was kind of dreary and it was really cold. So I had my coffee and then I just got all this little shit accomplished. And I'm one of those people when I get like all that little stuff accomplished, I just feel so amazing. It just feels really, really nice. And I am definitely one of those people who I have to do like a big like spring cleaning, or it's not spring cleaning, New Year's cleaning, and just really get in alignment with my space and also with my work. There's a bunch of stuff with Christmas I didn't get to, and so getting everything just in line just felt really good, getting all that little shit, because sometimes the little shit really does build up. The little things that we're like procrastinating or we're like, we'll do that later, all that little stuff really can hold us back in our lives. And so usually once a month, but definitely right before the start of the year, and then sometime in summer, I do like massive cleaning, massive organization, and I actually love it. I actually love it. Some people hate that kind of thing, and I actually love it. It makes me feel amazing. Makes me feel amazing. But that's not the topic today. That's not the topic. So usually I go to yoga. Many of you know because I usually do yoga in the morning, but that is usually my like standard practice. But this morning I woke up, and last night I went and I fixed my tattoo that several of you knew I had done about a month and a half ago. I had this tattoo done, and it actually reminds me, like before they fixed it last night, it reminded me of like an 18-year-old drunk girl tattoo on spring break. It really was bad. It was bad. It was not anything like what I wanted. And so there's a story that goes behind that, and I'm actually going to be writing an article. Now it looks amazing. It's all drippy, and it's still doing that bleedy thing that where you're like bleeding colors. So I won't show it to you. I won't show it to you on the live, but keep posted because I will be writing an article, because the tattoo actually has massive meaning to me. Massive meaning, and there is such beautiful lessons in it. But last night I'm laying there getting this tattoo done. I brought my friend with me, and we were chatting, and he was doing the tattoo, and it was in my lower back, which you think wouldn't hurt. You wouldn't think that your lower back would hurt so much, but there are several pieces that like I was like, ow. And the first time they did it, I was in some pain. I was in some pain, and I'm not I don't have a good pain tolerance, and so they're doing the tattoo, and at one point he puts lidocaine on, which I was like, oh, like I like wanted to kiss my tattoo artist when he put the lidocaine on, because at one point it did get very, very painful, very, very painful, because of some of the detail work he was doing. But I was laying there, and when I could think and I was like breathing, every once in a while he would hit a spot, because if he hadn't tattooed a piece yet, it would hurt. I would jump. I would restrict. I would go, like, and you can't jump. You have to hold. If you're getting tattooed, you have to hold. Like, you can't like be wiggling around. Otherwise, you're gonna have like lines all over the place. It's gonna be a hot fucking mess. But I was laying there and I was thinking about how our relationships and the trauma sometimes we experience in our relationships is like a tattoo. Because you're laying there and you don't know when the next shoe is gonna drop. It's that like, when is the next pain gonna come? When is it gonna hurt again? When are they gonna touch me with the tattoo gun again? And you're trying not to jump. You're trying not to kind of go into this shutdown mode, but so many of us do. So many of us do. So what we end up doing is, instead of like breathing in between, we hold. We hold and we hold and we hold. And even when they put the lidocaine on me yesterday, hold on. I'm not in my usual place. I'm over just by a window today. But when they put the lidocaine on me, it didn't hurt at certain points, but I found myself still holding because I was waiting for that next pain. I was waiting for the intense pain, because when they did tattoo me, it hurt. Like when there was like, when they hit one of the spots that weren't lidocaine, I would go, like, ow, that hurts. And it really did get me thinking about how we do this in a relationship. I have lots of clients that have had all these negative experiences in relationship, and that doesn't necessarily mean your intimate relationships. Some of these negative experiences happened when they were younger. It's the trauma we've experienced throughout our lives in relationship. And what we end up doing is holding. And even when we get into a new relationship, a lot of times we go into that energy of waiting for the next shoe to drop. We never fully relax in. We never truly breathe. Even if we have a pause, even if our partner, our friend, whoever we're talking to, and I am specifically talking more about intimate relationships today, but this really does impact all our relationships. But even when we are in relationship and it's going good, it's amazing. If we've had lots of trauma, if we've had lots of situations that we've called in, because we call all our shit into our lives, guys, we call it all in, even if we have like a beautiful relationship going, a lot of times we hold and we don't realize we're holding. We hold in our energy. We hold in sharing the love and spreading the love and opening to the receiving of the love that is right there, because we're so worried about the next shoe dropping. And I hear all the time, clients will come to me, and like I said, I have lots of single clients right now. I have a couple of non-single clients, but right now I have quite a few new single clients, and they're all telling me about how they're waiting for this girl to go crazy, or they're waiting on him to just emotionally abandon them. And in that waiting process, in that holding process, they're actually restricting the energy in the relationship. They're restricting this kind of fluid moving energy. And what that actually sends out to the other person is a restrictive energy. And so you're actually creating a self-fulfilling prophecy a lot of times, because that waiting for the next shoe to drop, you never open. And so that other person does end up doing exactly what you're fearful of. You're manifesting that energy, whether you know it or not, whether you're consciously doing it or not. A lot of times we hold. And a lot of this holding, again, goes back to sometimes even prior relationships, but also sometimes to our childhood if you've not done your work, or sibling relationships, sisters, brothers, friends when we were little. It's this like, I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. When are they going to do this? When are they going to abandon me? And sometimes it's not a conscious process. Sometimes this is not like something that we think of like, oh, I'm waiting for him to abandon me. But it's this in the background kind of message that we've received throughout our entire lives. Or maybe it is very, very fucking conscious. I know a lot. I have a couple women clients right now that are like, yeah, he's, he'll get sick of me. He's not that interested in me. He'll get sick of the sex, things like that. And so it's very conscious. And in those scenarios, it is changing the belief structure, like right up front, going like, yeah, I'm seeing this pattern, I'm seeing this structure, I'm seeing this habit, I'm seeing where I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. I see where I'm waiting for the pain. And when we wait for the pain will inevitably come. Guess what, guys? Like, we're not gonna get through love without some pain. Like, that is, like, love does require us to go into pieces within ourselves that aren't comfortable. And a lot of people perceive this as like pain, but it is the truth. But if we're standing there with waiting for the pain, just like in a tattoo, and not enjoying the lull, not enjoying the moments of like, no, like, this is good, this is really good, this feels good, like this is amazing. If we're not leaning into those moments and we're holding and constricting instead, what we're ending up doing is never enjoying the relationship, never truly dropping in, never surrendering, and never most likely getting that breath of air that we all need, getting the true beautiful energy that flows. And so those are my musings last night as I was laying getting tattooed, because it is true. We do hold so much energy in our bodies, and a lot of times, sometimes the constriction that we don't even recognize is happening, we feel in our bodies. And so my message to you today is really to tune into your body, to tune into maybe where you're not leaning in, maybe where you are waiting for the next shoe to drop. Because guess what? If you're manifesting and by waiting for the next shoe to drop, by having that belief structure, even if it's behind the scenes belief structure, you will call that in. You will call that into your life, I promise you. And if you're seeing a pattern, a habit, if you're seeing a pattern over and over and over again in your romantic relationships, you really need to be looking at where this is coming from. Where is the lesson you're not learning? Where is the lesson you're not learning? Or how are you interacting to create these different dynamics? And then where can you go and like free those dynamics? I do some beautiful work that actually most people don't know I do. It's like my hidden secret. No, I call it Tantric Integration in action sessions. And these sessions, I get people really working on these pieces that are truly hidden and working on them in a different way. And it's beautiful how people can really release things and open up these belief structures we don't even realize are there, and we get to see them in a different light. And lots of times we're holding this negativity and all of these patterns that oftentimes we don't recognize because we don't slow down to look at them. We don't slow down to really dive deep into where and how we've created kind of the relationship patterns that are present in our life. And so my suggestion for all of you beautiful people is to really just like look at your relationships right now. And where are you waiting for the next shoe to drop? Where are you not leaning in? Where are you not surrendering? Is it in your sex? Because you could be doing really well in the rest of your relationship. You're not seeing anything, but you're like in bed, I just can't really get there. And I don't even mean get there in a like climactic or orgasmic state. I mean like you really just can't drop in. Well, where have you created that pattern? Where are you waiting for the next shoe to drop? Have you had sexual trauma in the past and you're afraid that that's going to happen again? Where do you need to free yourself there? Maybe it's in your daily relationships with your partner. But by the way, if you're having issues in your sex, guess what? Like it's a bullshit. It's complete bullshit that there's nothing else going on in the relationship. I have clients come to me all the time, and they're couples, and they'll be like, "We're good, we're amazing, except for the sex." And I'm like, that's not true. Like, I'm sorry, but unless there is a physiological issue going on, which sometimes like we have some medical issues, but for the most part, if you're having issues in the bedroom, guess what? You're having issues in your relationship. You might just not be conscious of it. And that's kind of a little bit of a segue, or a rabbit trail. But maybe it's in your daily relationships with this person that you're waiting for the next shoe to drop every time that, maybe you call them and they don't answer the phone. You go into, like, are they cheating on me? Or, did they die? Like we can kind of create lots of craziness in our heads. People come into my office and really they tell me the real craziness that goes in their heads. And so it's looking at those pieces that really pass through your mind. And those are the key points of okay, there's a traumatic, and I don't even, trauma, we use this word to talk about when our soldiers go overseas and we have PTSD going on, or sexual trauma, but there's also little t trauma, these little traumas that happen in our world that didn't necessarily shake our entire world, but they are still ingrained in our physical being because they're being held in our bodies because our bodies have memories, and in our mental. And so it is releasing these pieces. And so I really encourage you to look at those. And I want you to journal today. Where is it that I'm holding back in my relationships? Where is it I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop? Where am I scared? Where am I scared in my relationships? And I don't care if you've been married 50 years. The fact is, We all can lean into fear. There's always some new level of fear. And if you're not scared at some level, and I don't mean scared in the like haunted house kind of way. I don't mean like I'm so scared, but even like if you're not leaning into a little bit of like that edginess, and as my friend Kendall Williams likes to call it, like that raggedy edge point where you're like this is a little scary, but good, it feels good, then you're actually not growing in your relationship. You're not growing in yourself. And so it is like looking at where you're scared. Where are you scared? And how can you lean more into that fear in a healthy way? In a healthy way. I'm not saying like lean into fear, like yes, I'll be more fearful, but leaning into that space and maybe just tweaking kind of your mental thoughts about that space, or surrendering to it. There's so much that could go into this process, but it is like waiting for the next shoe to drop. So, and unlike a tattoo, the pain, unless you choose to free it, won't leave. That you will continue to hold unless you make a conscious effort to go, I'm going to breathe into this. Like I ended up doing, because I was like, I just keep jumping every time he hits that one little spot. And so I was like, I'm going to breathe in, because every time he hit me with the tattoo gun, I would jump a little, not a lot, because I wanted to make sure that my tattoo wasn't effed up. But it is that kind of waiting for something negative or pain or disconnection to happen in our relationships or with a new tattoo. So yeah, that's my crazy wild segue and that's how my mind works. I'm like, I'm getting a tattoo. Oh, this is kind of like a relationship. So welcome to Addison's mind. So on that note, I have tons and tons of really amazing stuff going on in January. I'm not going to list it all because I think I have like 6 or 7 things going on my calendar in January. So I have my Tantra Reboot. I have my Solo Tantra that is a global course for all of you. I have my Aphrodite Circles if you're in the DFW area. Kendall Williams has a couple things going on too. And so go check out my events calendar if you are interested in any online or in-person events. That's addisonbell.net, the little /events, or just go to addisonbell.net and click the events calendar. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing fucking rest of your week. We're starting the week and headed off to the new year. So go do some good work to cleanse and clear and really start the new year on a good foot. Start it in a positive energy. I know we might have resolutions and goals and all that, but just start in a good energy. And that's going to really boot you into the new year in a positive way in order for all your goals, all your resolutions, all your dreams to really come true, because the energy going into this year is just fantastic. I'm watching clients, I see it in friends, family, and even myself. Like there's just this beautiful transformation energy if we lean into it. So go lean into it. All right, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed. Love y'all. Bye.